up, everybody? It's ImmaLetYouFinish, show number 242 on the Pantheon Media Network. It's your favorite host, Court and Amy from frigid-ass New York. Even though evidently the temperature's turning, tomorrow's going to be 40.
Whatever. That explains why my sinuses are just like having a disco.
Can we also talk about people letting their dog shit on all the snow everywhere? Is that in Brooklyn everywhere? Because here it's just piles of dog shit on snow. It's so gross.
I can't say anything bad about dog shit because, you know, Bosco comes on my terrace and he does poop out there. So I am contractually not obligated to say anything negative about dog shit if it's my neighbor's dog. Just want to add that we are going to be talking obviously about Bad Bunny and Harry Styles and all the good stuff, but we also welcome fabulous author, critic, writing legend Billy Altman, who is going to talk about his new book with Alan Pepper, Positively Fourth and Mercer, which is the oral history of the bottom line, which we can't recommend you pick them up. Anyone who's a fan of music,
it's crazy to me that the bottom line is not there anymore. It's like, you think
listen
it's
to the interview and you'll know why. Thank you, NYU. It's real estate.
I remember when it was happening. And remember that NYU, for people who are not from New York, NYU has owned most of the real estate in the village for eons, right? And then as they started expanding, they just started kicking everybody out. That's why Patricia Fields had to close all those years ago. That's why that great movie theater that we all used to go see movies on A Street closed, and it's now
A Street Playhouse?
Yeah, well, that, and then the other one that was further up the street where I saw the movie where I saw Basic Instinct and the first Michael Keaton Batman, and why you took that.
The A Street Playhouse is where I saw Purple Rain.
The A Street Playhouse is where I saw Rocky Horror 50-something times at midnight.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, yeah. No, well, anyway, Billy Altman will be on after. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know if you guys knew, but there was a football game the other day. And two teams playing, and as Courtney and I can attest, anytime you have a Boston team losing, two teams from Boston losing within a 48-hour period, it's cause for a celebration. I'm just saying. I mean, come on.
Everybody kept asking me, they were like, who are you rooting for? I was like, neither of these are my teams, but I can't root for Boston.
I can never root for Boston under anything.
And this is no shit to anybody who's from Boston, because y'all feel the same way about rooting for a New York team. It's kind of like,
I could never. And also the Patriots are a little Trumpy. The owners are a little Trumpy. I can never root for Boston. The most painful period of my life was when the Lakers would play the Celtics, and I was like, I have to root for LA.
That's the storied rivalry right there. That's the one. The Lakers, Boston, Celtics. Yeah.
Well, anyway, so Super Bowl 60, blah 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 blah. Production. As we all know, Rock Nation has had the reins, the artistic control of this for quite some time now, leading to collective heads exploding all over the world this year. I don't know if you guys read, but there was this guy who speaks the Spanish. He speaks the Spanish. But the show opened up oddly enough, I mean, obviously we'll talk about Bad Bunny, but there was more kind of curiosity, or as much as to what Green Day would do, because the show was held in Santa Clara, which is San Francisco for people who are geographically stupid. And they're a local, they're a Bay Area band. And, Billy Joe Armstrong, they have been very outspoken against Trump. 2 days before the show at a special party, he said to ICE agents, quit your shitty jobs, get real jobs, stop it. Now, they were not overtly political. Now, I will say one thing. First off, American Idiot is a political song. So the fact that they're playing American Idiot, it says they did change one of the lyrics to something about Epstein's Island. In Holiday, I believe. But the NFL, it was a lose-lose situation, because what the NFL did is they flanked them with all these legends, right? You have Montana and Tom Brady and Jerry Rice. So if they had said, if Green Day had said something really, really anti-Trump, it just would have reflected badly on them, because it would make the guys around them look bad. So I think, even though I wish they had gone up there and said something, I don't think they had to. I think
booking
the NFL did that on purpose.
Booking them, it was something political, because they've been outspoken all along.
For years.
So just having them there and be the opening number
Yeah.
Sometimes your actions say it when your words don't have to.
Well, and again, American Idiot. All you got to do is listen to the lyrics of
Exactly.
American Idiot. It's not like
Exactly.
there's nothing subtle. It's like don't want to be an American idiot. I mean, it's a song about Trump without being about Trump. So they were great. I love. People have an issue with Green Day. I love Green
People
Day.
have an issue with everything. They
But
do.
I'm
I
coming from a
realize, yeah.
generation of punk rock, and you know what? Yeah, no, they're not the Clash. So what? I mean, they're fun. They seem like good guys. They make great songs. They put their money where their mouth is. So they were great. Then there was a football game. I could care less. And then Bad Bunny. All right. So
A boring football game.
That's what I heard. It was a boring football game.
It was
Yeah.
a snore. Yeah.
Okay, so let's just take the music part. We'll take the music part out of the Bad Bunny thing. If you had listened to this thing with the volume off, you would have seen one of the best shows you've ever seen in your life, because the production values on this were insane. Some of those people, the grass, those were huge.
No,
People.
most of it was people. Yeah, it was people.
Which is crazy. So for people who don't know this, you do not get paid to play at the Super Bowl.
No.
So
a lot of times, there's money that comes from the sponsorship, but a lot of times with artists, you're also putting in a lot of your own money to really kind of make your show what you want it to be.
Yeah, no. So it was he had said it was going to be joyful, a reflection on culture, which it definitely was. The choreography was, I read something, it was really interesting. A lot of time the choreography, especially with, I'm putting in huge quotes, urban acts, is very regimented and, Rhythm Nation kind of like, this was just free flowing. Obviously it was choreographed and marked, because you can't do a live TV show without people knowing where they're going to be. But there was this beautiful sense of chaos throughout the whole thing, which I loved, that it was just like, and the way it segued from like him coming out and then going through all the little vignettes, and that was a real couple that got married. That was an actual couple.
The boxers were real boxers.
No, that was not the little Liam kid from Minneapolis. That was a little
not.
child actor. But the fact that everybody thought it was him kind of made a political point, because that's where our heads went. And everybody
thought it was him. Everybody was like, he wore a bulletproof vest. I mean, it's just the ridiculous.
You know where he got his outfit from?
Zara.
I love that.
A Spanish retailer, Zara.
Right.
It's the thing that I found really interesting is, even though it was a performance for the world and it was really about love, this was really for the Latin people all over the world. And
100%.
because if you are from certain places, right, like New York, I grew up with Puerto Rican friends, around Puerto Rican neighborhoods.
We call our corner stores bodegas.
So much of the energy that I saw there, I was like, oh, I see what you're doing. You're bringing something that the Latins have never seen on mainstream television. It's kind of the way Black people felt when we knew we were going to get the first all-rap, the Dr. Dre halftime show, right? And they brought South Central up there, and it was something that made a lot of Black people so proud. And those same voices with this one, like, I don't understand. They didn't understand that either, right? It's always, I don't understand.
Listen, I don't understand the subway announcer, okay? I ride the trains all the time, and I always think they're saying this is an exceptional station, not an accessible station.
Right. And it's just, for me, when I watched it, and just speaking to I have, friends from all over the Latin diaspora, from Cuba to Ecuador to Puerto Rico to Dominica. They were just the pride that they spoke to me about this show. And I was like, that's what this was about. He wanted to show we're not different. We look at our culture. And I thought that the moments that he touched on, he did his song The Blackout, and he was on top of the light post with the electricity workers on the light post, and how, everybody acts like Puerto Rico is in America, and it is, and how they were out of electricity for like 6 months, and we did nothing really to help. So it was a lot of stuff tucked in there, and the people that he chose to highlight in there, like for Latins, they were just picking up every sign. I love that when you saw the La Marqueta and in the window it had the even we accept EBT. There were so
we
many
remember that. And then
symbols
the old
in
woman,
there.
the old lady from the social club in Williamsburg.
Tonita.
Yeah. All right. Now I want to. I thought it was joyful and beautiful. And again, that he doesn't speak English, neither do operas. This whole I don't speak English thing is complete bullshit because we all go see music. The Macarena was a huge hit in this country, if I remember correctly. And people, all right, I'm going to ask you, while I think she sounded great and looked great, I thought the Lady Gaga thing just sort of stopped the action for a second. And she looked great. She sounded great. She was obviously there in service to him, but it's a 13-minute show, and she got a minute and a half of a 13-minute show doing her song. And I wondered,
but the thing is, that's him making that choice. He put together his show.
I know that, but I just think I don't think she added anything to it. I don't think she detracted, but I don't think she added. It felt like a bone. It felt like a bone being thrown.
Well, I think it was a point that we're all American. I think that's why she was.
But then why did she have to do that song?
He probably picked it. It's his.
I know.
It was his stuff.
I know. I didn't hate it. I was surprised.
I think people would have been really offended. I like that she did her song and they made it into almost like a
salsa song.
Salsa verse, because it would. If you think about any of her other songs, like she could have done like Alejandro, but that would have seemed that would have been like pandering to the audience, right? Yes.
No, it's a wedding. I understand it's a wedding song.
When she first came up, I was like, is that Lady Gaga?
No, that's what I was like, is that Lady Gaga or is Cardi B slimmed down tremendously in the?
I was like, is that Lady Gaga? Listen, I thought I enjoyed her moment. I thought it was like, okay, it was definitely like a red herring.
I wasn't mad at it. It threw me. Going back and watching it again, can we just talk about how Ricky Martin gets better looking and better looking and better looking as that was beautiful.
And he was singing, he was doing one of
a Bad Bunny song.
Well, do you know what was also interesting?
And Pedro Pascal. Can we just have a moment when I saw him?
I don't get everybody's thing with that. I just don't get it. But anyway.
What?
Yeah, I don't get it.
What?
Anyways, I don't get it. I don't get it. So anyway.
What?
I don't get it.
Can I say that one more time? What?
I don't get it.
What?
I don't get it. You know, it's really interesting. The blue that Lady Gaga had on, though.
It's the color of the Puerto Rican liberation,
the original
flag,
Puerto Rican flag.
Right,
and he carried the original Puerto Rican flag, Puerto Rico flag. There was so much symbolism in there. I feel like if I was Latin, I probably just would have been. I was already really happy for it, but I could tell the pride that all the Latinos felt because there's so much to chew on, and if you're Latin, you were just like, oh my God, this is how we sat in the yard. This is how we do this.
Performing in a state that has a Spanish name in a Spanish city. You know? No, you know what? And again, even if you didn't pick up on the little Easter eggs, I mean, I picked up on some of them because, like you, I am surrounded by Latin culture, whether I know it or not. But even if you didn't, that's what I'm saying. How it was visually. I mean. I hate when people go, oh, the best one. Let's not rank these. You cannot compare him to Prince. You cannot compare Prince to U2. You cannot compare. And they're all completely different artists with different visions. That said, I would say as a piece of art, as a piece of continuous narrative, this may be the strongest narrative that has ever been presented. And he also just looked so freaking happy. I mean, he was just joy. And think about how they
when
had
he
to
fell
turn
through the house, and did you notice?
Oh my God, it was great.
Celia Cruz was playing in the house.
I know, and Gasolina.
So many little nuggets, yeah.
But I also think about how fast they had to turn this production around to have the clip of him accepting the Grammy. I mean, that happened literally 1 week before the show. So I just thought it was beautiful. It's the highest, most viewership of any Super Bowl.
Which we said it would be.
I don't even care and that's people who actually watched it in real time. I mean, that's the thing. So, I mean, like you, I don't care what these other people have to think. Everybody's going to have hate. Everybody has their performative hatred right now. Blah, blah, blah. Release the Epstein files. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. Like, I mean, it's like, and the whole thing just seemed fine. Mission accomplished. Everybody, Everybody loved it. All right, so yay, Team Bunny, and now he can go take a nice, well-deserved break. I think, not in a mean way, but
he scrubbed
has done his job.
He scrubbed. Did the picture
I lost you completely.
Really?
But you're back on now. Yeah, you're back on now.
Yeah, he scrubbed his IG account. And I believe, he scrubbed all of the pictures and everything off it. I think it's like, go take a break. You did the thing. You don't need to be in any of the part of the discourse of it. You did what you needed to do.
Listen, the man just finished up a huge tour and a Grammy performance. I mean, he's
my thing is this. Let the people, they're going to be upset. Your presence makes them upset. They were upset with you before you did it. Somebody was calling a smut. I was like, I love how you people just show your racism. You try to act like you're not racist. Then you use every racist trope, every racist word. And it's like, this is
what the funniest thing was? The funniest thing was that I don't even want to. There's a lunatic who's a huge double initials. I don't even want to say her name, but she was ranting about there were no white people up there, and I was like, she doesn't know. The Italians, I guess they're back to being not white again. It's back to the old days where Jews and Italians and Irish are not white, and only white people are white. So
I love that they're now keep saying the quiet part that we've been saying out loud for years. Because when black people said it, it's like, you use the race card. It's like, all right, now we'll just be quiet and let you guys just tell on yourselves. Please keep telling on yourselves.
It's not even the quiet part anymore. Why are we saying that? They've been screaming it for 80 years.
Yes, but I'm saying, as a black person, whenever we have something and we come out screaming, we're always accused of using a race card or being like, prove it, wanting you to come down with the list, and then this happened, and then this was said, and somehow they still can find a way to be like, no. So now when people are just stomping their feet, being like, there were no white people on stage. You've been on stage 5,000 years. Does it disgust you to look at something and not see a white person for 5 minutes?
Yes, it does. And not
because Green Day are white, and they opened up the show.
No, they're not the right kind of white. They weren't
clearly
right.
Right. They're not like, what did you call them? They're not the quality whites, like you like to say.
Quality. I am a quality.
Yeah, I said they're not the quality.
Well, only black people consider me a quality.
Right.
That's a title given to me by a black person, not by another white person. Yeah, they weren't the right kind of whites. They weren't like. Anyway, all right. Speaking of quality whites, Harry Styles. All right, we love the single. But you're saying that it debuted number one U.S., debuted number one U.K., and now is going
and dropped down in both places in the second week. And it's interesting, right?
To what? To like a lot
in the U.K., I want to say it dropped to number 4, and here it maybe dropped to number 4 or 5. Yeah, and it's interesting because when we think about usually his opening singles usually get multiple weeks. Like How It Was, I want to say stayed number 1. For a million weeks, 10 weeks over there.
And Watermelon Sugar, too.
All of those. And what was Fine Lines first? Sign of the Times. So it's interesting because...
Sign of the Times was not, because that was a long... Sign of the Times did really well, but Golden did really well. Sign of the Times did well, but Sign of the Times was like a 7-minute song. But your point is
but
that...
so is Aperture. Aperture is a 5-minute... Right. It's an over 5-minute song, and I wonder if that has anything to do with it.
Oh, I think people are just like right now. There's so much coming at them. I think
because it was number one. It was number Sign of the Times was number 1 in the UK and number 4 in the US. You're right. It was 4.
Yeah. I think, and that was his first real. He was always bigger in the UK, so that was his first single as a solo. I mean, even though he's international now, and One Direction was big in the United States, he's always been. Bigger in the UK. I think once the album drops, I think everybody, at least in the United States, has been focused on catching up on whoever won the Grammys. Those artists rose up in the charts. Can I just say, I know we have to, why did I sleep on Lola Young? I knew who she was. I listened to her, but what kind of idiot was I? Why did I not see it? So good.
It actually is a really good album. And Messy was a big song, but I think because they didn't talk about it beyond Messy, that not everybody dug into the album to realize it's a really good album. And she was. I didn't realize. I didn't
momentum.
Yeah,
I didn't realize she.
Well, remember when she did, but remember then she had some issues and she kind of stopped. So that was in her campaign here where. everything stopped, and I believe she didn't really do the tour she was supposed to do.
No, she didn't do the tour. She
Yeah.
did I think she was supposed to do Coachella or did do it and then pulled out. So there was a lot of kind of stop-start. And then she very we should never
Went to
criticize
take care of
artists for
herself.
taking
Yeah.
care,
You have to
care
go
of
take
herself,
care of
and she
yourself.
did.
Absolutely.
But no, I think that I was very. I think that of all, we've talked about the Grammys, but of all the performances at the Grammys, that's the one to me that stood out.
I didn't know she was that talented, so it's funny that you said that. When she was at the piano and she did a slowed down version of Messy and really gave you like those hefty vocals, I didn't know she had that in her. I was like,
Me neither.
oh. It made me look
neither.
at her really different. I was like, oh, I didn't know it was this.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
I'll tap back into this. Yeah.
No, that's exactly my thing too.
Yeah,
I was
absolutely.
like, oh, there's a lock. This is more than just yet
it's
another.
More than just that kind of song where we all love it because we could all feel messy, but it's like, oh no, there's a real talent here. Gotcha.
Yeah, so that was all right, so what are you listening to these days? What are we doing? What's going on? I went back and listened to her record again. Like I said, I felt like I really had because it's just like I said, there's so much stuff coming at you, and it did get lost in the sauce, and so I decided to. I was just like, I mean, again, I'm saying something that everybody knows, but you know what I do have to listen to, but I don't say I'm not a fan. I've just never really, really dove into the catalog. Is the new A$AP Rocky. I suppose I should listen to it. Also because I love him on Celebrity Substitute. Oh my God.
I thought it was great. I thought he was great on that. I like him. I've never really cared that much about his music. I started listening to it and I realized I don't care. But what I have been listening to all weekend is Ella Mai's new album, Do You Still Love Me, which is really good. It's a really good album.
You know what the only thing wrong with Ella Mai is, right?
Yes, I know what you're going to. Yes. But her album is really good. And it's a great R&B album. And I've been listening to J. Cole's album, The Fall Off, which I really liked.
That's getting a lot of criticism. You know that, right?
Is it?
Yes, because of the track he did about his gay friend, that he rejected his gay friend until after the friend died, and then he forgave him.
Well, no, it wasn't about forgiving.
No, I'm telling you what.
Well, people, on
my gay black threads.
I actually really liked that song and what he said, like wishing that he could go back and we could.
Right.
But that, people want to get upset, but that has happened to a lot of people, a lot of gay people that I know. It's like, you come out, you're younger, or especially if you're feminine and gay, and being rejected by people that you grew up with, because all of a sudden, especially in certain communities, people like to get upset because they never like to deal with the reality of the truth of what a lot of us gay men deal with. Because I've seen some of the discourse around it, and I know what I'm speaking about because it's personal experience that I can talk about, that kind of shit.
I mean,
and I think what he said in the song was really interesting, and when I was listening to it, and I was, because when he first started, when the lyrics were coming, I was like, oh, and I thought it was really interesting. It was a really interesting reflection on.
This is his last album, he has said.
How many times did the kids say that?
No, he has not said this before. But what I'm saying, I'd like to go back. I find him to be always, listen, the thing about him is consistently, whenever I teach my little hippity hop class and they have to write about politically active people, and I've even said to them at this point, and you cannot write about J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. All right? Like, this is becoming ridiculous.
Well, the thing is, because they are the obvious two choices, especially for this generation, so I can see why they would go to that.
I know,
you think about some of the other shit, but you think about all the other shit, nobody's saying anything. So I can see why. And and I'm not the hugest hip hop person, but I always appreciate a J. Cole record simply because I feel like he does usually have something to say when he makes a record.
He's a smart guy.
Yeah.
He's a very smart guy, and I will listen. Can I just say, and then we have. I always love the fact that every show you say I'm not the hip hop person, yet you're the one who listened to the rap record that came out that week, and I'm listening to a 6-month-old pop record.
Only because. Now that I finally got a real Spotify account, not the free one, I just decided to give in and buy one. I just click sometimes, what are the new releases? And I just start listening to the new releases.
Fun.
So because I need to get back, because I'm so like you, I I'll go into my habit of just listening to my same old shit that I love. And I'm like, you have to actually start listening to some of these new records and hearing what they sound like, and not just being like, there's no music when there's 40 new albums that came out.
I know. No, you do kind of have to even pretend to pay attention.
So now I'm just going down the list. So it's like, I'm going to listen to the somber. That's how I started listening to the new Holly Humberstone work, because I was like, and I just started going through, you know?
Yeah, he's not for me. I mean, he's not bad, but there's certain artists that are just, it's for the kids. That's great.
Yeah.
You know, they are a lot, not that I can't listen to, you know, that I'm only demographically, but somber is like, yeah, you know, you graduated from LaGuardia last year. You know, good for you. I mean, that's great.
And on that note, you know what it is. Follow us on the Pantheon Media Network. Follow us on ImmaLetYouFinish, all one word. You can find us on our Facebook, ImmaLetYouFinish, all one word. And we will see you when we see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.